Hey guys, it's Nathan from Tattooing 101. I'm here today with Brock Guerrero, who's opened up his own tattoo studio in Pocatello, Idaho called Omnificent. And he's just gone through the Tattooing 101 program, and we've brought him on today to talk about his experience and how that's gone with him. So thanks for coming on, Brock. I appreciate your time, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Nathan.
Awesome, bro. So I'd love for you to tell us, what kind of struggles or issues were you having getting into the tattooing industry prior to working with Tattooing 101?
Before I started working with Tattooing 101, there wasn't a whole lot of stuff that I was actually doing quite yet. It wasn't until like I actually saw it on the internet and I started it. That's when I built my portfolio, which made it so much easier when I did go to get an apprenticeship or get my foot into at least a shop, because then I actually had everything to show for it. I had a whole bunch of fake skins that I had been working on. I had a whole binder full of artwork to show them, and how you guys teach us how to like set it all up and how to look, come in and look professional. That just made it so much easier, and I got the job with it and just showing up.
Awesome, man. It sounds like it really gave you a head start, which is awesome. So I'd love for you to kind of talk about, what was the experience of like going through the course and like having, access to the Facebook group and both me and Brendan to kind of guide you along the way prior to getting your apprenticeship, man.
The group is super nice due to the fact that you can have good criticism, not people just eating you up, because a lot of Facebook groups and stuff like that are out there. You post anything, you're gonna get eaten up, even if it looks good. I mean, a lot of times, they're always gonna critique something, and they're always gonna tear you up on something. And some people aren't the nicest, for sure, in some of those groups. Some people take it a little too far, and that's always something that's always in the admins. They're like, you gotta be nice, be respectful. And I feel like in the Tattooing 101 group, still to this day, compared to other groups, is definitely way more supportive than any other group that I'm in. Um, Definitely like having structure and actually learning like the fundamentals, because there was stuff that I didn't even know about, that I thought I knew. I thought, yeah, this is just like drawing on people, but it's not. There's so much more that goes into it, and that's definitely what you guys teach within like your videos, your YouTube videos, your within the course as well. Just even having like the flash, books that you guys have too, that just helps people, I feel like, just understand art just that much more, that much faster. Because they're not out there looking for the information. It's all just like right here.
It sounds like you really took advantage of all the different components of the course, which is really shown in your work. I'm glad that you've been able to progress so much, man. Leading on from that, it'd be cool to talk about the results that you've been able to achieve since you've been working with Tattooing 101 and finished the program. So yeah, I'd love to hear a little bit more about your studio, how busy you guys are, and things like that.
Okay, so in my studio, it's just me, and I probably plan on keeping like this for a little while. I've been asked for a couple of apprenticeships, but I want to make sure that I'm 100%, where I want to be before I even start taking anybody else on. At most, I might take on my little brother, but other than that, been pretty busy. I've only been open for about 5 months since I left my previous shop. Been loving it. I've been, a lot of like the first 2 months was just really just building the shop up to like how I really wanted it to be. I had to redo like the flooring and a whole bunch of stuff and get supplies, which luckily I had got some stuff before I even left the shop that I was at. So far right now, I'm only booking like 2 to 3 months at a time because I do a lot of traveling, and so I like to just have, so only be booked out for so far. That way it's just less stress that I have to work around, or that way I don't have to move around appointments and stuff like that. But yeah, I've been tattooing pretty much every day since I've opened up the shop. I mean, I've had a couple days off other than, like if I scheduled it off, but other than that, I've been just pushing for every day, just being consecutive, even with running my other business in the summer and stuff. Just still just something, whether it's a small tattoo or something, it's going to take me like 4 to 6 hours. Yeah, staying pretty busy.
That's crazy, man. You've opened up your own studio, and then within 5 months, people are asking you to teach them how to tattoo and be your apprentice, and you're tattooing every day. That's wild, man. Do you mind if I ask, like, how you doing in terms of like revenue? Like, how you going like week to week?
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, on average of what I'm making now, depending on the week, like, depending on whether they're big, smaller tattoos. I mean, I definitely could cram my schedule a lot more, but it's also been nice to not. But on average, anywhere from, I'd say, like $2,000 to $5,000 a
Two to
week.
$5,000 a week.
Yep.
Man, that's great. And that's only with one. That's only just with just you in the studio.
That's just me in the studio, and my rent here is only $600 a month. My previous shop, the reason why I left is because they did take 50%, and it was good at the beginning, but once they got rid of our manager, I was pretty much doing everything myself. I was cleaning the shop, I was doing all the ordering and everything. I was just like, why am I paying you guys half when I could literally go do this on my own? And then it wasn't until tax season came, and my tax lady was just like, yeah, you need to go do your own thing, man. They're taking way too much money from you. This isn't even like, I almost got screwed in my taxes. Almost had to pay like $10,000 back in taxes because of it. Because since they have all the write-offs and everything. So ever since then, it's just like, all of it's been in here. I invested all into my business. Like I have my shop all decked out. I'm living more comfortably. I don't have to work twice as hard to to make that much, because before I was giving them like 4 to 5 grand a month,
Wow.
and that's ridiculous for like a booth rent, even if they are covering supplies. Like that, supplies don't cost 4 to 5 grand a month. Like you would think that they're like, I've heard of some shops having like caps and stuff like that they only take like so much, even when they are taking the 50%, but like it definitely wasn't like that. The owner of the shop there, he wasn't even a tattoo artist. He's just a millionaire that just owns a whole bunch of businesses. And so that's really what it was. After I saw that, I was like, yeah, it's just time. I figured I'd be all right.
Yeah, sounds like you definitely made the right move, bro. And you're killing it. Like, man, 2 to 5 grand a week. Yeah, there's people, they've been tattooing for like 20 years that don't make that, in a month. So, man, how's like with that like additional income that's come into your life? Like, how has that kind of impacted your day-to-day life? Has that made like sort of many changes or?
I feel like I have a lot more free time, a lot more time for myself now. Like, definitely like I'm getting more into the gym again, more time with my family and stuff like that, you know, more time that I can go help around, stuff like that. Because before, like I was at that shop from 11 till 7 every day, every day. And so now it's just like, I'll come in for a couple hours here and there, each other day, and still make double what I was making then. So yeah, it's been so much nicer in a lot of ways. Because even before, like like ordering supplies, it'd be like pulling teeth just to even get supplies that I needed, or they would get what they wanted, and I'd have to work with what they had. Like, I'm giving you guys all this money, I want to get what I want.
Yeah, you've done so well, man. If someone was thinking about joining Tattooing 101, but they weren't quite sure, what would you say to them?
I would tell them that, it's definitely worth everything that you're going to put into it. But at the same time, it's just like everything comes down to how bad do you want it? Are you willing to invest in yourself and to push yourself further? Or are you going to get sick, sit and be comfortable and just, try to learn as you go? I mean, yeah, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with either way, but I mean, if you get to give yourself that extra push to be that much better and have actually have a support system, like I said, with the Facebook group, it's definitely worth it, because you're what you pay, you're gonna come up that much faster compared to just trying to figure it all out watching YouTube videos. And I feel like that's with anything, because I mean, yeah, there's a lot of self-taught artists with a lot of stuff, even music, stuff like that, but I think paying for school and paying for help, having mentors and stuff like that is super important. So right there alone, I feel like that's just like, it's already right there. I would say that, it's worth every little thing that you put into it, for sure. And you're going to get a lot more back.
That's exactly right, man. The more you put in, the more you get out. Brock, thanks so much for coming on today. I really appreciate your time, man. For those of you watching this video, if you do want to sign up for the Artist Accelerator program, there will be a link down below where you can join Tattooing 101, and I'll see you on the inside.